There are two kinds of assets in the world. There are assets that produce cash flow and assets that don't. The assets that produce cash flow are things like stocks, bonds, companies, and buildings. If you buy one of those, it gives you cash, hopefully every year or month.
For students that are looking at risk in the market, cash often feels safe. Is that
Say it again, I'm sorry.
For students looking at the market, cash often feels safe. Is that something that you are a fan of, or?
Well, cash is safe, unarguably. The only thing that the risk that cash exposes you to is the risk of not making money. If you look at the chart that Jeff put up on the board, cash is zero risk. Guess what? If you take zero risk, you get the lowest possible return. So, by the way, nobody holds cash. Nobody walks around with money in their pocket. When we say in our business, when we say cash, we mean T-bills. So you buy 30-day U.S. T-bills, which you have no credit risk, I believe. You have no interest rate risk because interest rates can't go up and the value go down because the period to maturity is so short. You have no purchasing power risk because there can't be much inflation over the next 30 days. And so it's absolutely riskless, and it has the lowest possible rate. And we call it the risk-free rate. And today it's 3-ish, right? So that's the trouble with cash. And by the way, if you take a job as an investor and you put the money in cash, I promise you'll get fired. So I'm not a big advocate of cash.
What are your thoughts on gold/Bitcoin crypto?
Okay, that's a great question. Gold/Bitcoin. So I wrote a memo, back in 2010, and the title was All That Glitters. And I tried to put in everything I knew about gold. And I said, there are two kinds of assets in the world. There are assets that produce cash flow and assets that don't. The assets that produce cash flow are things like stocks, bonds, companies, and buildings. If you buy one of those, it gives you cash, hopefully every year or month. And you can value it. So I have a building. It throws off $1 million a year in profit. I want to sell it to Jeff. Jeff is open to buying a building. And he says, I'll give you $8 million for it because at $8 million, I get a 12% return. 1 over 8 is 12%. I say, Jeff, that's not high enough. You have to give me 12 million because it's such a high quality asset that an 8% return, 1 over 12, is sufficient. And in fact, because it's so well located, the income will probably go up and you'll get a return more than 8. We can value an asset that produces cash flow by having this kind of discussion. But if you have an asset that doesn't produce cash flow, you can't have a discussion. What are some examples? Diamonds, paintings, furs, oil, gold, Bitcoin. They don't produce any cash. So you can't say what the right price for a barrel of oil is or a bar of gold. And I remember that in July of 2007, oil was selling at $147 a barrel. And if you said to me, it said to people at some brokerage firm, well, why is oil at 147? They would say, well, it's a finite supply. We're using it up. And much of the supply is in the hands of countries that are adverse to the United States. So it's very valuable. 6 months later, oil was selling at, I think, 35 or maybe 47, something like that. If you said, well, but all those things were still true. So you take the fact that this finite supply is finite and the fact that we may not make any more and the fact that we're using it up and the fact that it's in hostile hands. But how do you turn those qualitative elements into a fair price? And the answer is there is no way. And that is true of gold and that is true of Bitcoin. So if I say to you, Jeff, because Jeff's a fan of gold, why do you like gold? He would say it's a store of value. And in tough times, inflation or panic, gold holds its value. Why does it hold its value?
So price, the market.
Well, it always has. Yeah. Why has it? There's no linkage. There's no mechanism. There's nothing that makes gold a store of value other than the fact that people treat it as a store of value. And that leads us to Bitcoin. the value, Bitcoin has no value other than the value that people accord it.
Many investors believe holding cash is the safest option. But legendary investor Howard Marks says, thinking cash has zero risk is a mistake. Cash may not fluctuate like stocks, but it carries the hidden risk of losing purchasing power. When inflation rises, money sitting idle slowly loses value. Even if the number in your bank account stays the same, what it can buy keeps shrinking. That's why Mark says cash has to be invested somewhere, at least in the treasury bills. The goal is not just safety, but making sure your money continues to work and grow over time.